Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm back making another video, and in today's video, we're going to be going over 10 things I think Dig needs to do to be as successful as Fisch. And we also have a ton of other small ideas that don't make it into the top 10. A lot of these ideas are mine, and a lot of them are from the community. I asked around and got ideas from a bunch of other people. So before we get into the top 10, let's start with all of the small ideas that I think that they should add into the game. Because sadly, the game's already lost like 50 to 70% of its average players since it came out. And a lot of people have been kind of saying the same thing, where they don't really know what the end goal is and what to work towards. Not that there needs to be one end goal, but just a lot more things to work towards. So let's get started with the small things first. So to start it off, I think that they should have some sort of boss in Glacier Hollow, or at least somewhere up on Cinder Mountain, because there's really nothing to do up there other than the pizza quest and buying the emergency flare and the glider. I think that there should be another boss, either in Cinder Cavern or just somewhere up on Mount Cinder. I also think that you should be able to auto chisel your charms until they get a certain stat on them, until you get at least like one thing that's double S. It would just be convenient. I also think that they should have some sort of super criticals when hitting a boss like 5 or 10 times in a row with the critical spot. I think that they should fix driving on mobile. A lot of people have been complaining about that, and driving is so important in this game to literally get anywhere. I think that would help increase the player count and make a lot of the mobile players happy. I also think that they should have some sort of backpacks other than just the charm backpack, because nobody wants to use a charm slot just to have a tiny bit more inventory space. I feel like they should add in some sort of way to upgrade your inventory space, especially for free-to-play players that can't sell everywhere. I think there should be an option to be able to hide flags and other people's digs, especially when you're playing in a public server and you're grinding on a totem spot with a ton of other people. It can get really laggy with all the other dig things coming up out of the ground from everybody else, and also all the flags popping up every time somebody gets something rare. So if there's an option to just disable those, it would help lag a lot. Also an option to just like turn off emote sounds if we don't want to hear people emoting in our face all day. The game should also give back totems, or at least place another one down with the same timer where it was before if the game shuts down or has an update, or you know, the developers are manually shutting it down for something. People get their totems wasted all the time, and they literally cost Robux. So I think that should be fixed. I think it would be cool also if there's some sort of ski lift to just take you up to Mount Cinder really fast, because it does take a while to get there, and I think it would just be convenient if you have the money for it. You could just quick travel up to Mount Cinder. And also an open all button on crates, like the basic crates, the magnet crates, everything. I've got over 1,000 basic crates and over 4,000 magnet crates. So yeah, an open all button on those would be nice. Okay, so now let's get into the actual top 10. These aren't exactly in order. I don't know which of these ideas is actually like the most important, but I consider these 10 things to be at least more important than all of the small ideas. So yeah, coming in at number 10, I think that the game should save your inventory slots when you leave a server or rejoin a server, or if you die, or the game gets shut down for an update. Like, it's pretty annoying. Every single time I join into the game, I have to reorganize my hotbar and put everything where I want it. It would just be nice if it stayed like that. Number 9, I would say shovel upgrades and progression over time. So like, whenever you get this really cool skin for the prismatic shovel, whenever you complete the journal and unlock the prismatic domino crown, I feel like unlocking this shovels should permanently buff it in some ways. Also, like, whenever you unlock this skin for the Starfire shovel for digging 9999 things, I feel like it should buff the shovel permanently. Like some sort of shovel mastery, I think would be really cool, especially when we get even better shovels in the game. It would just be something else to work towards, and having the skin would be more than just like a cosmetic flex. It means that your shovel's actually better once you use it a certain amount of times or something and unlock mastery upgrades on your shovel. It's just something else to work towards that I think would be really cool, and it would actually reward the players that work towards it. If your shovel's like super overpowered and it's really hard to ever miss a dig, I think it would be rewarding. And for number 8, I think they should have a trading plaza. They just added in trading yesterday, and there's really just not too much point to trading, and that's what I'll talk about in a lot of future ideas a little bit later in the video. But yeah, it's hard to even find people just in a regular game to trade with. A lot of people are busy doing something or just don't really have much to trade. If there was a dedicated trading plaza where everyone in there is looking for trades, then it would be a lot easier to actually find trades. And then for number 7, this is an idea that came from somebody on Discord. They said, I think Dig should get more of its own little secret things to hunt for, like Fisch did with the Mila quest, and I asked him to explain what that meant. So basically there would slowly be clues that players would stumble upon over the updates, and they would release more little clues around the map like each update, ultimately leading to a reward. So it's kind of like many treasure hunts that add something extra into the game, update to update. I think things like this would keep it a lot more interesting. But yeah, these next 6 ideas, these were the main ones that I thought of at first, so we're starting to get into the really good stuff. So for number 6, I think that they should add some sort of pet system. A lot of people might disagree with this, but I'm not talking about equipping a ton of pets at once and auto-hatching eggs all day like a simulator game, but like pets that are really hard to get, and you could only have like one of them at a time equipped. And some pets would give you different buffs like charms do, but they would also have passives and help you out. Like maybe some of the pets could dig up stuff on their own and help you dig. Maybe some of the pets could literally fight bosses with you, like a little fire-breathing dragon that would help you fight bosses. I think it could be really cool if it's done correctly. Obviously not a system where you just sit there and AFK hatch eggs like a simulator game, but if there were like really hard pets to get, also some easier ones that just aren't as good, I think it would be a really cool system. And then for number 5, I think that they should add some sort of end game charms that are really hard to get and they require hard items to dig up. Like, for example, some sort of really hard item. Like, for example, let's say there was an end game charm where you had to turn in 10 saber-toothed tigers and like 25 light planes and 50 woolly mammoths. A lot of people might instantly hate that idea, but honestly, what's the point of trading for mythics, divines, and prismatics if they just sell for a little bit more money? And you can't even trade for stuff for journal reasons. If you just trade for something you don't have in the journal, that's not going to add on to your journal. You have to actually dig it up to get it in your journal. So if they had some sort of end game charms that required a bunch of like mythics, divines, and prismatics to actually craft, I think that would be really cool, because they already do stuff like this, like with the solstice shovel. You need 3 basilisks, which is a pretty hard drop to get from the basilisk boss. So you have to defeat like 10 basilisks to get these 3 drops and to craft the solstice shovel. And you need the solstice shovel for the magma boots. Like, if you're a decent level in this game, you already know all this, but I just think they should do more of that. There should be other really hard shovels and charms and stuff to get that require items, but not just boss items like the basilisk and the solstice shovel. I think there should be diggable items that you have to turn in a bunch of to craft really good endgame charms and shovels. It would add a lot more to do. There would be way more of a point in getting specific items. There would also be way more of a point in trading for these higher tier items. Because like, what's the point in really trading for some random prismatic items? What's the point in saving any of them up? If there's actual quest that people need all of those divines and prismatics and stuff for, then they're valuable more than just the little bit of money that they're worth if you went and sold them. It would just add so much more to trading, in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think down below. So for number 4, I think that they should have more little hidden Easter eggs around the game. Like whenever you fly way out in the middle of the sea and you go like way out to the 3rd island out there, you can get a hidden achievement where a fish will come up out of the water and hit you and kill you, and then you respawn back in Foxtown. Like, this is a hidden achievement for swimming way too far out in the sea. I just think more little things like that would be really cool, but add more to the hidden achievements. Like, some hidden achievements you actually get a title, like this chromatic hidden achievement for digging up 10 different chromatic items. You do actually get a title for that per lesson, but a little bit more than a title. I feel like if you got a whole bunch of different hidden achievements after they added in some more hidden achievements. You should get like a really cool rainbow car or something, just like something extra to work towards that's really cool, like secret hidden Easter eggs. So if you have that car, a bunch of people are going to be like, whoa, how did you get that? It's just a little bit of something extra to do. And then for number 3, I think the level cap needs to be increased by a lot. Like, they either raise the level cap by 50 or 100 levels every week or two, or they just raise it to 1,000, or just, like, no level cap would be cool also. Like, there could easily be some people that are, like, level 200 right now, but they're just wasting so much XP. Like, a lot of people got to level 100, and they're not even really playing that much anymore. I have a couple friends that just don't even really know what to do. They have their journal completed, they're level 100, they got millions of dollars. Like, what is there to do? The Starfire shovel's the best shovel in the game. We already got it. Like, it's pretty easy. You just wait for a meteor to fall down and then you buy it. Like, there's nothing else to it for the best shovel in the game. And we're already max level, so it just kind of feels like there's not too much to do right this second. So I definitely think they should be increasing the level cap by a lot. Maybe even just like no level cap. Just let people level up. If some people script and get up to like level 700, well then they'll get banned. It's not even a big deal. If they're using hacks, then they'll get banned anyways. I feel like a lot of people want the level capped, or they wanted that at first. So it feels like other people can't get super ahead and you'll never be able to catch up. But at the same time, so many people are getting to the end of the game and now there's like no more progression. Like, what's the point of this double XP that they've had going all weekend if you're max level? So yeah, that's my third to final idea. They just need to get rid of the level cap, or at least increase it like every week. Increase it a pretty good amount. Yeah, for number 2, I know this one sounds a lot like number 5, but I think that there should be some endgame shovels that require more than just money as well. I know I kind of touched on this already, but let me go more into detail. So obviously this would give a way bigger point in trading mythics, divines, prismatics, if you have to actually get a bunch of these high tier items to craft a high tier shovel. But I think it should really incorporate items that you dig up and boss items like they already do with the Basilisk and the Solstice Shovel. Like, if you guys have ever played Bee Swarm Simulator, one of the things that makes that game really fun as you're grinding and getting better is having things that are actually rewarding to work towards, and you have to actually find a bunch of hard to get items to craft. It's not just like pay a certain amount of money for it and then you're done. There's a little bit more complexity to it, a little bit more point in actually getting these items, and it makes the end game items harder to get. It makes them more exclusive. It feels like everyone already has the Starfire shovel. They pretty much have since, you know, a few days after the game came out, or a week after the game came out. We've already had a couple updates in this game, and like, there's no better shovel to work towards a few weeks into the game. Like, I've been level 100 since before the first update, and we're a few weeks into the game now, couple updates later, and I'm still just level 100 with not too much to work towards. And don't get me wrong, this is one of my favorite games in a long time. The whole point of this video is just extra ideas, you know, future update ideas. Not trying to hate on the game or anything. But yeah, for my final idea, and let me explain why this is number 1. For my number 1 idea, I think they need to have all sorts of different upgrades for cars. Customizable cosmetics, change out the wheels, the tires. If you change out to like big grippy mud tires, then it actually does something. You know, it'll make your car slower because they're big heavy tires, but you'll have way more grip and you won't slide around a ton in the sand. You won't slide around a ton when you're up in the snow and on the ice. But at the same time, big mud tires will slow your car down. But I'm talking about all types of different upgrades, kind of like in GTA. Like, I think you should be able to have like spacers on this monster truck, put some big wide tires on it, which will make it a lot harder to get into tight spaces and maneuver through trees, but it'll be way harder to tip over at least. I think there needs to be some serious engine upgrades that you can buy for these vehicles, or at least unlock somehow. because some of the vehicles are just so slow. Like this new Lambo that they added in, it's like not even good at all. It's slower acceleration than the Porsche by a ton. 3 times slower acceleration and almost 3 times worse handling. Like, if you've used the Lambos, they literally do not turn. Kind of like the monster truck. The monster truck also does not turn. It literally just has no turning radius. It'll turn the tire like a couple degrees instead of actually turning the tire a lot. So I think you should be able to have like engine upgrades to make the cars faster. Steering upgrades for like the Lambos and the monster trucks would be really nice. I think it would be really cool if you could like purchase body kits. Some of them you could get for free, some of them you could get with Robux. Like if they need to make some money off the game, but without something super pay to win, I think it would be cool if you could buy body kits and stuff on the cars. And if they added all these other upgrades so that you could make some of these cars actually good. Like imagine putting a Liberty Walk body kit on the Lambo. That would look super cool. Imagine if you were able to change out the different types of tires, change the suspension, change out the wheels, because pretty much all you can do right now is just change the color of the paint job, and then obviously add these attachments and stuff that you get from bosses. But I just think they should do so much more with the cars. Like if you look at this clip, me and my friends were using basilisk horns and farming basilisk, trying to get some of the drops, and pretty much just farming together. But while we were waiting to use the next basilisk horn, we had to drive over there, and we were having a lot of fun in our cars. But I feel like the cars are just a huge part of this game. You use them to get everywhere. Like literally every player in the game uses them all the time. So I just feel like they should do way more with the cars. That's why one of the small things was fixing driving on mobile. A lot of people are complaining how they can't even really drive around on mobile, and driving is a huge part of this game. It's a huge map. Like nobody's gonna walk everywhere. It literally takes like an hour to walk from one side of the map to another. You need cars. So if they could just add all kinds of different cosmetic upgrades, engine upgrades, steering, suspension, wheels, all kinds of different upgrades and cosmetics and things that you can change with the cars, I think that's one of the most important things, and along with all of my other ideas. But if you guys have any other ideas, or if you don't like some of my ideas, or if you want to add on to some of my ideas or change some of my ideas or anything, just comment down below. Hopefully the developers will see this video, and if you guys don't like my ideas, or like I said, want to change them or anything, just comment down below. If your idea is better, then hopefully you'll be at the top of the comments and the developers will see your idea as well. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Those are my top ideas for Dig. Hopefully this game does really well in the future. I really like this game. I just think there's some things they need to do for the game to be really, really successful like Fisch was, and have hundreds of thousands of players instead of just 20,000. 20,000 isn't bad, but I just really want to see the game blow up, and I think they need to do some of these things to get there. So yeah, like I was saying, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you all in the next one very soon. Peace out, everybody.